Okay, so in this video I'm going to give you some tips on how to survive 99 nights in 99 nights in the forest if you're on your own. So these are just sort of beginner tips really. So yeah, let's get to it. So first thing you just want to do is start chopping trees. You need to get your fire going, and that's the first thing we'll do. So it takes a little while with the old axe, but you can put some logs in your bag, and you also got to take a sapling close to the fire. It'll tell you how close you can plant it, so you drag it just back about here. And yeah, every time you get a sapling, it's well worth planting it. And there's always a coal somewhere nearby when you first start as well, so grabbing that will help get the fire growing nice and fast. And we get to level 2 and the map has expanded, and what I like to do when we reach level 2 is start killing these poor little bunnies. Now I'm the class where I have the fire bandit class, and if you're just starting out you won't have this, but it's just easy enough to kill them with the axe. And what I'm doing here is trying to get a bunny's foot, which is what we have right here, and these will be useful on day 2. And if you're on your own, you can just leave it at camp, but if you're with other people, it's probably worth keeping in your bag, otherwise someone might help themselves. And then I like to go around trying to find pieces of scrap. There's bolts, there's ammo, and there's normally a few chests around as well. And these will give you items that you might be able to get from a pelt trader, but like a good sack, that is normally the first thing I get from a pelt trader, but I've managed to find one in a chest, so that's really cool. If you want, you could also try and get a wolf pelt. Now obviously I'm a fire bandit, so it's a bit easier to kill them, and I got one straight off the bat as well, which is really lucky. They might take a bit more to kill, and you might have to be very careful if you've just got your old axe, so it's not vital, especially if you can find some bits and pieces in chests. It's certainly not worth dying on day 1 trying to fight a load of wolves. So I'm just going around finding scrap, finding coal. So you'll notice some areas are quite sort of misty. These are just areas of a map that you haven't explored yet. And we find another chest in the house. Houses are always worth going in. They'll always have a chest and some other bits and pieces. And we've got a revolver, which is really nice. And once you get a revolver, then you could take on the wolves. So night is now approaching, and typically you want to be at your camp at night time, because if a deer's about it will attack you and possibly kill you. But on day 1 it doesn't attack, so on the first night you're pretty much free just to keep exploring and pretty safely. Now I'm back at camp. I chuck in everything in the grinder, and then stuff that needs to go on the fire I'll chuck into the fire. So we're at level 3 now. And sometimes at night, especially the later nights, I like to just chop some trees down around the camp. Just build up that wood, get some more saplings. And it's always worth, if you can, planting your saplings quite close together. This will make chopping down the trees in the future when they grow a little bit easier. So this is your crafting bench. I'll put a few bits in here now, so we want to start building some stuff. And I always start with a map. Map's very useful. You can see where you've explored already and where you haven't. And I'm going to get some more wood just so I can upgrade the crafting bench as well. Now I'm putting that sapling right next to the other one. Okay, so I've upgraded the bench now. And I'm going to buy a sundial and also a compass The sundial is really useful because you can see how long left of the daytime you've got, so you know when to start running back to your camp at night. I'm going to give the bunny's foot to the pelt trader. I'm going to grab a good axe, and I'll grab a spear as well. A spear is really good for hunting wolves, and a good axe helps you take down the trees a lot quicker, and it is stronger against the wolves as well. So there's these missing kids, and one of them is always fairly close to your base, and it will be surrounded by a few wolves. The wolves you need to kill will have this red ring around their neck. Later on, you'll be fighting alpha wolves with a blue collar, and then later on, there'll be bears with yellow, and then I think the last bears have like a black collar on them. And there's 5 of these wolves, and as you can see, they go down very easy with a revolver. So definitely take them on if you have a spear or a revolver. You can take them on with the axe, but you'll probably get attacked in the process, so just keep an eye on your health. You can always go back to the fire, let your health regenerate and come back again. But yeah, the spear is quite good. They only get 1 attack in on you with a spear, and once they're all dead, you'll get the key. And then you can take the key and go down and put the child in your sack. And there's always a chest wherever the child is as well. So there's 4 children to find. And to save them, you need to just take them back to your camp. And I run back to the camp just in time as it's starting to get dark. I'm going to start emptying everything out of my sack, including the child. So the purpose of saving these children is that it will give you a multiplier on how many days pass every night. So now that I've saved 1 child, the multiplier will now be ×2. So rather than skipping, going straight on to day 3, would go on to day 4. And there's 4 children to get to increase the multiplier, but you can also increase the multiplier by building beds as well. So as it's night, I'm just chopping down all the trees around the base and planting all the saplings next to each other. And topping up with fire. It is only level 3 at the moment. And the first 3 levels of the fire, you can just get away with just putting logs in. Once you get to level 4, it will take a little bit more effort to build the fire and maintain it. That's why I don't like to rush too much into building it up to level 4. And you can see on my map there what I need to explore, so I'm going to go this way today. And you can see it pops up saying day 3, but now we get a 2 times multiplier, so now it's day 4. And I think I did have resources to build a bed, and I'm not sure why I didn't, but I'm sure it'll be something I'll do very soon. And it's always worth picking flowers when you can as well. These can be exchanged with the fairy. So you can plant berry seeds, which are always good to keep your hunger levels down as you're out and about exploring. You could also plant more flowers. You can plant fireflies, which are really good for topping up your torch if you're out about at night. And then chili seeds are my favourite. They give you a nice little speed boost. So I reached the end of the map here, and we've still only got these chests. There's a few different types of chests, and the loot gets better in different chests. The further out you are from your camp, the better your loot will be. And of course you have to build up that fire to expand the map. And of course the animals are far more dangerous the further out you are as well. In order to save all the children, you do need to get the fire up to its maximum level. I do need to get to level 4 to get the next child. Level 5 to get the child after that, and then level 6 to get the final child. You can see the map has expanded now, and there's a lot of grey that is left to explore. So there's also different biomes. So the landscape is very different over here. And you normally find a lot of coal around these lava pits. And also a lot of cultists as well. So cultists do attack you randomly at night times, so you do need to be prepared for that. When you're on your own, they're not too bad. So I'm just running back at night. The deer is right behind me. So I've been cutting it a bit fine. So you'll notice any morsels and meat in that, you can just take to your fire to cook it to eat it. If you do eat it when it's not cooked, you'll lose a little bit of health, but that will still satisfy your hunger, so it's alright to do a little bit, but definitely cook it if you can. Because I'm the fire bandit, a lot of stuff I kill with my flame and crossbow automatically cooks the meat, so it's not something I worry about too much. And there's also random events that happen. So right now we've got some aliens flying overhead, and you can get meteors and frogs appearing as well. So I've upgraded my bench again, because the next thing that I want to build is a biofuel processor. Now I think this is a very important thing to build if you want to get your fire up to the maximum level. Especially if you want to maintain it in the meantime. So I'm focusing on this rather than any beds at the moment. And it is a good idea to do that because I did say earlier, I did wonder why I didn't buy any beds early. In this run, I think my logic behind it is I'm trying to just keep the weather as pleasant. That might sound weird, but the more children you rescue, the more beds you build, the bigger your multiplier is, then the more likely it is to rain, or rain and thunder, or even blizzard. And at this early stage, that can be a bad thing for your fire. It will make your fire go out quicker. So once you get your biofuel processor, that's when I like to start building the beds. So what's good about the biofuel processor is you can put in the bunny's feet, you can put in meat, you can put in berries, carrots, even logs as well. You can put it all in, and that will boost up your fire. So I can put all this in now, and you can see the fire's going up. I've built the biofuel processor in a way that the fuel goes straight out of the processor and straight into the fire, so there's no having to move it around manually. I've been really lucky with wolf pelts on this one. So we're going to be attacked tonight by cultists. This is the first night they attack us, and the first night they attack you is very easy. You see we're going to fire up, we're up to level 5 now already, so the biofuel processor really helps. If your fire was to go out, then you'll be vulnerable to attacks at night and you probably will just get killed by the deer. So it's worth keeping that going. But now we have our first cultist attack, and I think when you're on your own you just get a couple with axes here, then they're no danger at all. You've got a revolver or a crossbow like I have, you can just keep your distance and just shoot them. If you don't have a ranged weapon, I do recommend, if possible, building some shelves, and you can normally get them stuck one side of a shelf, and then you can hit them with a spear or an axe through the shelf and they can't get you. And they used to be able to get stuck on this board, but they don't anymore. They might still get stuck on the map though, I didn't try that. And yeah, dead cultists can just be thrown into your fire. and I'll just spend the rest of the night chopping down trees. So next thing I'm going to do is build a farm plot. These are always really useful because they will grow carrots. You can see it's started to rain now. Now my fire's in a fairly decent shape, so I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment. And now taking on the alpha wolves to get the next kid. Here you definitely will need a ranged weapon. You can do them with spears. It might just take a little while. You might be lucky enough to have found a rifle at this point, in which case you can take them down in a couple of shots each. Now you take about 3 or 4 with a revolver. And yeah, I like to lure them away, get them down to the last hit, and then normally just whack them with an axe or a spear. Save your bullets. But yeah, you can shoot them at a pretty good distance. And with all them gone, we get the blue key. And always watch out for nearby alpha wolves. And they'll attack you and they'll follow you in as well. So be careful with them. And opening the chest here, you get the rifle, and I love a rifle. So we'll get the other child, and we better quickly then make our way back to camp. So, buffing up the fire again with some meat that we looted from those alpha wolves. Got a few bits kicking around as well. And again, just spending the rest of the night chopping trees. They can either go into a biofuel processor or into the crafting bench. So now I've collected enough wood, I'm going to build a crock pot. Oh, I say I collected enough wood, I need a little bit more. So just chop down another tree. There we go, so now I'm getting a crock pot. And this will allow you to make stews, which are really good for fighting off your hunger. And I'm just going to put it there. You can put it on top of a farm plot. It takes a little bit of precision to get it there, but I'll just put it near for now. So we've still got loads of a map that we haven't even explored yet. So I'm going to go this way. And again, I'm just looking for chests and collecting any bits and pieces that I might find along the way. I've got some berries here, okay. But now we're going to start building stews and that. We shouldn't have to worry too much about our hunger. And as you get further out, you will encounter several alpha wolves, and they can be a bit of a pain. They seem to be able to attack you from or at least try and attack you from a further distance than the regular wolves, so you really need to keep your distance if you don't want them running after you. You can also, if you've got a rifle, you can just take them down with a couple of rifle shots. I don't really like using the rifle too much on them. You can kill them with a spear. Easy enough if you just got just one of them after you. And if you go far enough out, you'll start seeing the gold chests, and this is where the loot really starts getting worthwhile. So here I've got an oil barrel, which would be really handy for my fire. I'm actually going to drop something. I'll drop that bit of scrap, and I'll try and drag it with me. Sometimes a bit of a pain getting out of the doors. And I think I just lost it there, jumping down. I'm not really too fussed about just one bit of scrap. And this will really help boost our fire, especially as it's now raining, so the fire obviously goes down a bit quicker while it's raining. You also get blizzards as well, which are a right pain. And I'm also going to craft a lightning rod, something I should have crafted a while back actually. They're worth making as soon as you can, because it can be really annoying getting struck by lightning, especially when you're at your base. You want your base to be your safety zone where you can't get hurt by anything, and sort of lightning's one of those things that can hurt you even when you think you're safe at your base, so yeah, that'll stop that from happening. And I thought I'd just build another farm plot as well. You can build them on top of each other as well. I'm not really mucking around with any of that at the moment. So one thing you might see a lot of people do as well is build a load of shelves. These can be nice cheap little obstacles to put around your base. They do help keep cultists in, but I have seen them jump over them as well. So again, I just spent the day exploring, and sometimes in these areas you won't always get a chest, you might just get an item. And in that case it was a rifle. I have another gold chest over here. Always worth checking your surroundings, because alpha wolves just like to randomly appear sometimes when you're opening your chests. And I've just got a strong flashlight, which is not too great, although they are a significant upgrade on the old flashlight. So I've been finding loads of fuel canisters, and I found another oil barrel as well, so fire's going to be really healthy. I've got another gold chest. I really want to get a strong axe, but iron body's pretty decent. It's a good upgrade on the leather body. I don't find the leather armour to be that useful. And the ram seemed to have been waiting for us there, but he wasn't attacking me, which is nice. So we completed the fire now, and once you get to level 6 fire, it will go down very slowly, and the entire map is now available to us as well, which is really cool. If you are saving the kids, you definitely need fire level 6 to get the last one. So some carrots have grown from our farm plot, as well as a bit of corn. Honestly, when it comes to making stews, just put carrots in there. You can put all sorts of stuff in there, but the end result is always the same. So it's well worth just putting carrots in. Keep the corn to actually eat if you want to. So for the third kid, there's only 2 bears protecting them that you have to kill. They have these yellow collars on them, and with the rifle you can kill them quite easily. Another good trick is to actually have a few bear traps, believe it or not. Who would have thought? A group of 4 bear traps you can put anywhere in a little group, and then you can lure them onto them, and 4 should be enough to kill them. But I mean, if you've got a rifle and enough rounds, you can get a few shots in before it gets close. And yeah, almost always an alpha wolf will like to join in. But that's killed a bear, and we've got the key. We'll just finish off this alpha wolf first. And now we can go save the 3rd kid. But unless you're using the bear trap method, you definitely need the rifle, in my opinion, to do this. If you do have bear traps, then you still need a ranged weapon, whether it be the revolver or a ray gun if you're playing an alien class. Or crossbow, of course. You just need to lure them that way. I mean, you can go near them to lure them. It's just a bit more risky. And just got diamonds that time, which is okay. I spent a lot of my diamonds, so I could do with some more. So, you get a fair amount of cultist attacks in this game if you go long enough. And, yeah, they're not too bad when you're on your own, but it's these red ones you have to watch out for. Always try and kill them ones first if you can, because they have crossbows and they will try and get you from range. So how many cultists you get attacked in your camp will depend on how many players you have at the start of the game. So when it's just you, they're really not much of an issue at all. But if you maybe start with 5 players and a few leave, then suddenly you've got quite a lot of cultists to deal with. But as long as you've got ranged weapons, they're really not too bad. I'm building another bed now, and I just didn't have enough time to do it just before the multiplier came in, so it's still on +5, but the next night will be on ×6 multiplier. So let's see what we get in this gold chest, and we get the strong axe. Now I love the strong axe, and I've been Hoping to get that in a gold chest for a while now, but we've finally got it. So this thing can just chop down the normal trees in one hit, and it's huge. It's still quite mediocre against wolves. I still prefer the spear. But for trees it's really good, and we can also start chopping down the larger trees. You can see, even though it's been raining most of the day, the fire's barely moved at all. Plenty of bits of coal and fuel that can go in there. And yeah, you see, strong axe just one shot all the trees, and then you can start taking on these larger ones. Now they do take several hits, but the reward is well worth it. Although compared to just chopping down 4 small ones, that's quite a lot. I think you get the equivalent of chopping down 4. So it should be 12 logs and 4 saplings on average. Which is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't take that long really. But it is a lot quicker just to chop down 4 small ones if they're all together. But, I mean, there's loads of these larger trees, so you'd never run out of wood. And I'm going to go back and actually build the old bed. Something I probably should have just built earlier. 20 logs seems like quite a lot for something on the first level of the crafting bench. Of course that'll increase our multiplier again, so we should be on ×7 now. The maximum you can get is 9, so 1 more bed and 1 more kid will get us there. So I'm going to spend today exploring, and we have the volcano biome. So there's a couple of different biomes you can get. Sometimes you get volcano or lava biome, I don't know the official name of it, and sometimes you can get the snow one. I much prefer this one. I don't like the snow one at all. It is filled with cultists though. But you can normally get some good loot looking around here. And there's these special types of chests that have different loot. Some of it's okay, some of it can be good. And lava mine blueprint, I seem to get a lot of them, and they're quite handy now and then. So I'm really just exploring more of a map, finding more chests and more loot. I've got defense blueprint, which are really handy, especially when you're playing solo. So now it's night time. I'm going to chop down some more large trees with my strong axe. I've also picked up a stew from my camp and started making another one as well. Loads of bits that I've collected for my fire. Once the fire's at level 6, you don't need to just chuck them on, you can keep them there for when the fire goes down. And the logs can be used for crafting. I mean, beyond level 4 there's just no reason to really throw logs on the fire anymore, they just don't do enough. And I can upgrade my crafting bench now. And I'm going to craft a couple of torches, so these will increase the safe zone. So they're definitely worth building. That sort of dotted white line that goes around your base is like a safe zone, so you can't get attacked by the deer or the ram whilst you're in it. So making it larger is definitely very handy. And now I'm putting down my defense blueprint that I picked up a little while ago. And these are so good for killing cultists. And not so much for ones that shoot you, because they like to stand still, but all the ones with close combat weapons, you can lure them into the traps really easily. So I'm just picking some flowers, because I want to get to 40, so I can buy some chili seeds. Sometimes you're lucky enough to find them, and sometimes you're unlucky enough that the fairy isn't selling them. Not straight away anyway. Every time you buy seeds from the fairy, they do get more expensive. So I bought some flower seeds, and now I'm going to buy some chili seeds. These are really handy if you want to move about really quickly. And we can also get a boost pod at your base. But the chilies are much better for trying to get back to your base quickly, as well as exploring. So once again we're under attack by cultists, and I'll see if I can lure some onto my defensive traps, as well as shooting them, of course. And you can see, like, just right away, they'll just walk straight through them. And yeah, they're just really easy to lure. But I'm more focused at first on the red ones. I always recommend killing them as quickly as you can. As you can see, I've been shot a couple of times, so that's never good. Just keep moving, and you should be okay. If you stand still, they'll all just shoot you at the same time, and then you're in trouble. But keep moving. The odd shot's not going to do too much. And take them out. And then with these guys, I can lure them maybe onto the lava mine, which has done really good damage on them and pretty much just killed them. So yeah, like I say, the lava mine's really handy, but they are just a one-time use. Whereas obviously other defensive things will be there all the time. But hey, if you got them, you might as well use them. So I'm going to head towards the last kid. And I'm going to use the chilies to get there nice and quick. You can see they give you a really nice speed boost. And just dodge some ray gun shots from the aliens. And they are worth killing, the aliens, to be fair. You get some good stuff from them. I've taken up some logs for some reason, I don't know why. You can ignore that. We don't need them. We're going to go straight to where this kid is. No, the last kid has 6 bears around them. So very hard to get, especially on your own. In hindsight, I should use bear traps. And there's always a damn alpha wolf. Always. No matter where you go. You try and focus on something, you try and do something else, trying to unlock a chest. There's always an alpha wolf there. And so I'm going to chuck a wildfire at them, which is probably not my best idea. I will point out that I've had much better success against bears than I have whilst recording this video, so this is probably not the best example of how to take them on. It's well worth luring them onto bear traps. And you see I'm just taking a lot of damage there. If you're lucky enough to find a tactical shotgun, that's a better weapon to use, but yeah, you can rifle them from pretty far away, and there's no need for it to chase me that far. I can normally get a few shots in before they get close enough to me. So, I went back for the night, and I'm going to place the bears again. You see I've got 2 diamonds because we have reached past day 50. So yeah, if you follow this guide, you should be able to survive 99 nights in the forest, as long as you don't fall in a pit and then get mauled by bears.